Okay, seeing that it's 7 o'clock, I'll call the meeting to order. Can we have a roll call for who's here?
Huber,
Here.
Loest,
Here.
Kettering,
Here.
Hummel,
Here.
O'Hara,
Here.
Welsh,
Here.
Clark.
Here.
So we're looking at approving the minutes from the previous meeting.
Move it, roll.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Seeing no opposed. Okay, do we have anything to be added to the agenda tonight? Seeing no discussion, we need an approval of the agenda.
Move approval. Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No against. Okay, we'll go through and do our conflict of interest declarations.
Loest, none.
Kettering, none. I own real estate in the lake area that's directly adjacent to Highway 52. I believe that it's critical to public confidence that appointed and elected officials avoid financial conflicts or even the appearance of a conflict of interest. Therefore, I'll abstain from any discussions or votes on the issue titled Highway 52 overlay discussion. Otherwise, I have no conflict.
None, Hummel.
No conflicts, none.
I'll be abstaining from the Sinclair plat.
None, Clark.
Do you, since we got a little time, do you want to do the acknowledgement of the open meetings law review?
Yeah,
Sherry, were you able to watch that?
Yes, I
Okay.
was.
So you were all present and Sherry has watched it. So all I need now is a motion to acknowledge that you've all reviewed the open meeting laws.
Move that we.
Do we just need to say I do?
Yeah.
Loest, yes.
Kettering, yes. Welsh, yes.
Hummel, yes.
O'Hara, yes.
Huber, yes.
Clark, yes.
Okay,
We're good for the year.
good. Do it again in January. So, let's do a plat.
All three of the plats are connected. So I would just soon wait so we have time so I can go through all three because they're all from the same
Yeah.
mother parcels.
Okay.
Bill, while we're waiting, if I could make a couple comments.
Yes, sir.
Well, as I'm sure that all of you have read and heard, we have some financial tightness in the county. And I would certainly encourage all of us to look at constructive ways that we can help resolve that problem. And basically that the way to do that is to attract business and so I would suggest that all of you think about the ordinances that we have covering farming mainly, and see if we should be looking differently at our farming ordinances. And any others that you see that prohibit economic development.
What did you have in mind, Tom? Anything in particular or just generally?
Well, my background is agricultural, and we certainly are quite different than the counties surrounding us in the south on livestock operations.
Oh,
And there's a number of things there that could be looked at.
I know we've talked in the past about having a task force get together, and I don't want to take up the time for the CUP, but talk about a task force getting together and kind of understanding, what industries are best suited for Yankton and our planning and zoning regulations. And if that's something that the commissioners wish, this could be the conduit to get that task force developed and kind of funnel the ideas through here. But I think we need to look at a wide approach just to make sure we look at everything in the regulation first and not just one sector, because we want everyone to do better together. So, yeah, if that's the wish of the commissioners, I think a task force would be acceptable to do it, because then we have community members in on it and helping with the research and understanding what we're potentially missing out on.
I agree.
Is
I
that-
sure support that.
Is that something you want to do now, or you would want to wait until after we get through the Thanksgiving, Christmas holidays
Yeah,
and jump into it then?
yes,
Yeah, I think we need to probably start on it first of the year.
yeah.
And I think we need to maybe define the scope, so we might want to have a conversation on it next month. So we can define the scope and the objective and be pretty clear and concise with what the box is that we want them to be coloring within, so that way we can keep it timely as well, so.
Well, it seems pretty evident to me, that the state and the feds are really not interested in county government's expense and revenue problems. So I don't see any big changes coming. We have to deal with what we have.
Would you like me to put that on the agenda for next meeting, discussion on task force?
Do we have to have the commission tell us to do that, or is that something we can do on our own?
I think
I think we should be able to do it. I don't see why we can't.
they need to form it.
I think it would be wise to have the commission's thoughts and their specific direction, because if we go in a direction they don't want, our work is for naught. So if they
I
would
think-
maybe at their next meeting generally discuss it,
It-
then we can
It,
take
it,
charge.
it may be or not, but it may be, we're right.
I think if we can just get a mission statement of the task force or objective statement from the commissioners that we can use as our North Star to kind of guide the task force. So we don't involve a lot of parties and, like you said, prepare a work project that the commissioners are not ready for or not looking for. So if you want to throw that on the agenda and then kind of provide that objective to us, I think in November, I think that'd be fair.
Are you going to want a commissioner, a county commissioner on the task force too?
Yeah.
Probably so. One or two.
Okay. We will discuss the CUP.
All right, Daniel Lieber, applicant is requesting a conditional use permit in an agriculture district for a campground per Article 5, Section 509, Article 18, Section 1805, Article 19, Section 1905. Applicant wishes to maintain a 13-unit campground. Said property is legally described as Lot A in the southeast quarter of the southeast quarter. Section 34, Township 96, Range 55, west of the 5th PM, Yankton County, South Dakota. E911 address is 44398 South Highway 46, South Dakota Highway 46, Irene, South Dakota. You will know it as the Mayfield Store. And so there has been a temporary campground there for years. That 14-day window in Article 5, Section 1525, you're allowed to stay 14 days within a calendar year. He wants to come into conformance so we can use it for longer term campers.
Been doing that for 2 years. Construction workers. Great.
Okay, so start with public comment. Do you have any public comment? Okay, and we can talk to them. Seeing no public comment.
This is your opportunity.
This is your opportunity to come
Talk
up
about
and
it.
tell us more if you think there needs to be more said. And then just state your name in the microphone.
Stuart Huber, the owner of Mayfield, and I'm in the process of selling it on a contract for deed to Dan Lieber. And yeah, we've had campers there for many years, short-term camping. So that's why I never bought this permit for long-term because I never needed it. Dan, the way I understand, he went in to talk to someone in the zoning or whatever. And he was informed that he'd be grandfathered in. He can just go ahead and do whatever to fix up the campground. So he did, spent over $40,000 and made the camp, put in more electrical things than what I had, plus sewer, storage tanks, everything. And it was all because he knew that with the road construction going on at 46 and 81, was gonna really hurt the business for 5-6 years at least. So he thought then that would help him stay in business. And it did, it worked good. It worked good for the construction people. And it helped the store a lot. And so he was informed that it was grandfathered in, he could do that. So that's what he did. He went and spent the money and did all of that. So that's where we're at. And I understand there's a 5-acre rule for long-term camping. I used to get permission from Janesville Colony to park cars and stuff on their land if we needed to. And I think I could probably get them to offer an overflow area underground that would maybe work to make this 5-acre deal work. But I haven't talked to them on that. So that's about all I got to say.
Thank you.
We can do commission discussion and then we'll go through the findings of fact.
Is the applicant going to speak at all about what is here? I mean, about what the sewer is and the water and the plan, and I think we need a little bit more about that.
The sewer's got a 7,000 gallon holding tank. So it's not,
Just state your name first, please.
Sam Lieber.
Okay, thank you.
It's got a 7,000 gallon holding tank, which is pumped out. Well, I don't know where it goes in. It's a company comes and pumps it for me twice a month. Water's all BY. Electrical was all put in by Greg ID. And we overdid it. I put big lines in, it's supposed to be cheaper on electric. We met everything that we were supposed to. I just didn't know about this permit. Anything else, ma'am?
So it was mentioned about the 5 acres. So how big is your area here?
Just shy.
It's 3 acres with the bar and the house and everything, or just where the,
So the CUP is going from 3 to 5? That's what I'm lost on
They
here.
say you need 5 acres to have a campground.
So that's why we have a CUP that,
No, so the CUP is because it was used for temporary camping, no more than 14 days in a calendar year. He wants to use it for longer term, so he has to have a campground CUP.
It's not used for recreational.
regardless of the acre size?
According to the ordinance, any campground has to be 5 acres.
Okay, so it does play in.
It's not recreational. It's more construction guys. The ones that everybody don't want in town, they come out and stay with me. We don't have parties. They're good guys.
So is this a CUP or a variance?
It's a CUP for a campground.
On 3 acres.
on 3 acres.
But technically, he's supposed to have 5. So we would be authorizing the campground on 3 versus 5,
Correct.
if I understand. Okay.
Correct.
And why are we saying 3 when it says 2 up there? Just curious.
Beacon's wrong.
Yeah.
We use the measuring tool and it's 2.94, basically
Okay.
3 acres. Yeah.
And not that it matters really, but you increase the RV space with this new utility package you put in. And then that, so you have currently how many 13 RV spot spaces. Okay. And then that's part of the CUP is going to 13 or just it
And
already is 13. Okay.
Allowing it to be long-term campground as opposed to the 14 days. The ordinance, I'll read it.
They wanted to apply for a CUP because they felt they were grandfathered. That's what apparently Mr. Weaver was told. This is before Bill and I's time, but there were things in the past. I've seen letters about the temporary trailers. A couple different times, 2011, 2015, that there was something concern then, but they felt that somewhere along the line that they were told their grandfather and they could do permanent.
Gotcha.
So section 1525, no camping unit as defined herein shall be parked and occupied upon a lot and not within a designated campground for a period greater than 14 days within a calendar year. So that's what they were abiding by before. Now they want to make it long-term.
And in order to make long-term, it's the 3 to 5.
Well, it's a conditional use permit. You have to decide whether or not you'll allow it on 3 acres.
What's interesting is, I can't see all the property, but it looks like most of the property is structure. And then the north 13 would be what's remaining then.
There's most of the property.
Is it? Okay.
So here's the main.
Okay, so it's,
Most of it. There's
Okay.
the house.
so more than half would be the 13 spots. No?
He still has,
He has room to grow north. Sure.
the gravel lot's about half the size.
This is all left. This is yard. It's right here.
Yep.
It's just a straight.
Yep. Okay.
So most of it's grass.
So let me ask this, are you planning to expand beyond 13? Okay, so my concern is, and Gary, please, or Bill, correct me if I'm mistaken on this. If you are grandfathered in with a use, you can continue using that even if it's out of conformance. Okay, when the ordinance is passed, but you can't expand the use. I'm correct on that?
So if they continue to use it as a 14-day, that was grandfathered in. Going to long-term is not, because it's changing the use.
Okay, but and so it, I can kind of be okay with that. But if we would allow him to expand in the grass area and go from 13 to 25, that's expanding a use on something less than 5 acres. Okay, so I think we need to be clear here, because it's only 3 acres, it's not 5, that, yeah,
Right.
that, because I don't want somebody else to come in and say, well, you gave him, he only had 3 acres and he's got a campground. Well, it was a unique situation. I think we need to be very clear that it is a unique situation. And they do have some grandfather with it. We're just allowing him to be a campground, a longer term use, small focused area. I mean, is that making sense to everybody else
I agree with what
Yeah.
you're saying.
on that?
Is that,
Because I think it serves a purpose. And it was really good for that construction project. And I see in the future, you will continue to have some people use that. Even when construction is all done. But I think since it's only 3 acres, we can't allow it to expand unless he would buy 2 more acres.
Agree.
in his application states 13-unit campground. So if he wanted to ever expand, he'd have to go through the process
Okay.
again.
Okay, so I just when someone comes in your office and say, pounds on the table and says, but you did this,
Exactly.
and so we have a reason and a basis for it. Okay. Because they were to some degree grandfathered in, so I'm good with that, if that's the view that everybody else is good with that, so.
Do we have any other commissioner points, or should we go through the findings of fact before making a motion?
Yes, yeah, the ingress and egress and all that, I think we should.
I'm gonna go through it, so.
Perfect, thank you.
Yep, so number one, of course, is did you specifically cite in the application the section of the ordinance under which the conditional use is sought and state the grounds on which is requested? Applicant requested a conditional use permit in an agricultural district for a campground per Article 5, Section 509, Article 18, Section 1805, and Article 19, Section 1905. Applicant wishes to maintain a 13-unit campground. Was the notice of public hearing given? Was mailed and published? We're at the public hearing that needs to be attended. So planning commission will make a recommendation to include the granting or granting with conditions or denial of conditions. Planning commission must make written findings certifying compliance with specific rules, including ingress and egress to proposed structures thereon with particular reference to automotive and pedestrian safety and convenience, traffic flow and control, and access in the case of fire. Have any issues with, he's just gonna use his gravel lot that extends all the way to 444th Avenue or whatever that is, as has been used previously. Off right-of-way parking and loading areas where required with particular attention to items in A above the economic noise, glare, or odor effects of the conditional use on adjoining properties and properties generally in the district. How far is the nearest residence? Quarter mile, okay. And we've done this before, so if they're unruly, you'll reel them in. Okay. Refuse and service areas with particular reference to items in A and B above. Provided utilities with reference to locations, availability, and compatibility. He's brought those in. So then here's the one we can work on if needed. Screening and buffering with reference to type, dimensions, and character. Dan, you don't plan on putting any signage up that says campground or anything like this, okay? No exterior lighting or anything like that that would adversely affect the surroundings. Okay. Okay, required yards and other open spaces, general compatibility with adjacent properties and other property in the district, and the granting of the conditional use will not adversely affect the public interest. Okay. Do we have any conditions we want to specifically apply to this, or whatever the commission feels so moved to do?
I think Sherry
Just
laid it out
the-
for us.
Can't
Yeah,
expand beyond the
and the
current.
13's already stated in the application.
Yeah,
so
that's,
That kind of
so.
adds it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we ready for a motion?
I am.
I would move approval of the application based on it having been a grandfathered in use to begin with.
Second, Clark.
Okay, roll call vote.
Huber,
Yes.
Loest,
Yes.
Kettering,
Yes.
Hummel,
Yes.
O'Hara,
Yes.
Welsh,
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming, guys.
No.
13's enough, apparently. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Dan. We'll still have to go to the county commission for their final vote, and I'll get a hold of you in a couple days. Okay, so we have 3 plats and they all are part of 2 lots owned by the Froreich Trust. Show you what the plats look like. And I'll show you on Beacon how it's been divided. All right. So that's lot for tract 1, 2, and 3. So tract 1 is this portion right here. I'll draw it out for you. Oops. They've taken.
The eraser.
Let me move them up. So they have surveyed off this farmstead and erased this line and added it to this parcel. So that's tract 1. Tract 2 is, thank you, this farmstead. And tract 3 is just about everything left on this lot over to here. And then Sinclair plat, they have taken these trees and added them to his parcel right here.
Oh,
So it comes down like this and up like that. Basically. Oop.
So
Just go through that section. This is how the trees are added. Just this little strip right here on the bottom. So he has access to over here. So I know it looks confusing, but they're all conforming. They're all ag. And here's, I'll go through. Tract 1, tract 2 is the farmstead, tract 3 is everything left, except for those trees. And the trees are at, this is section, tract 4 here. Sorry, there's another tract. That's the part over to the water here. So they cut down here, like this.
so that looks like pasture,
Yep,
Riverside.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
that is correct. I hope that clears it up.
I was wondering about those, that little tree strip.
Yeah, it's added to this parcel. Since, go ahead and do your thing, since Mr. Huber, Nick is recusing himself, let's do a motion for each one and then a vote on each one separately.
Do you have to read the
I can do that.
description for each? I mean, you have to
Yep.
do that before we start throwing motions out.
Froreich Trust tracks 1, 2, and 3. Plat of tracks 1, 2, and 3, Froreich's addition being a replat of the south 23 acres of the north half of the southwest quarter, the south half of the southwest quarter, and the southeast quarter, section 19. Also a portion of government lots 6 and 7 being in section 20, township 95 north, range 55 west of the 5th PM, Yankton County, South Dakota.
Do we have any public comment about the Furlike Trust? Seeing none, okay. Discussion?
Move approval, Loest.
Second, Wells.
Okay, and we will do a roll call vote.
Huber,
Yes.
Loest,
Yes.
Kettering,
Yes.
Hummel,
Yes.
O'Hara,
Yes.
Welsh,
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Furlike Trust Tract 4, plat of Tract 4, Furlike's addition being a replat of a portion of government lots 6 and 7, and that portion of government lot 8 that lies south of this quarter line in section 20, township 95 north, range 55 west of the 5th PM, Yankton County, South Dakota.
Public comment? Seeing none, commissioner discussion.
Move approval, Loest.
Second, O'Hara.
Okay, roll call.
Huber,
Yes.
Loest,
Yes.
Kettering,
Yes.
Hummel,
Yes.
O'Hara,
Yes.
Welsh,
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Sinclair plat of Sinclair addition being a replat of a portion of tract 2A in tract 2 and a portion of the southeast quarter, all in section 19, and tract 2B of tract 2, and a portion of the southwest quarter, all in section 20, township 95 north, range 55 west of the 5th PM, Yankton County, South Dakota.
Open for public comment. Seeing none, commissioner discussion.
Move approval, Loest.
Second, Clark.
Okay, roll call.
Huber,
Abstain.
Loest,
Yes.
Kettering,
Yes.
Hummel,
Yes.
O'Hara,
Yes.
Welsh,
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
So next, we're gonna be open up a discussion on the Highway 52 overlay.
I grant my proxy on adjournment to Sam Hummel, and I'm gonna depart.
Okay. Have a nice night. Okay. Do we have any discussion on the overlay, what was sent out?
I think generally we should talk about the goal,
Okay.
just for the public's perspective and us.
Yeah.
Just to make sure we're clear.
Make sure we're aligned.
So it's been a little while now, maybe a month or two, that at the county commission meeting, the overlay was brought up when one of the storage unit places was adding on and there was a discussion about landscaping and I mentioned that, well, one of the issues of this overlay was that it was approved that any plat before the date of the ordinance went into effect basically it wasn't required. So there's always been this constant question of, well, was this parcel in or out and so we're just proposing that maybe we kind of relook at that, make it just for lakeside commercial only and just say, and make it so that any new construction that goes on those parcels, that they just automatically have to do landscaping too, and so there won't be questions in the future. So that's basically the goal. We knew going in, that's one of the concerns of this overlay to me since I've been here, was just that unfortunately it happened quite a few years in, and so there was already a lot of development. And then adding on to that, the question about plats and whether they were approved before or not. It just makes it a little more confusing. So the goal is to help clear that up, maybe define it better and move forward.
Okay, so what was sent out was essentially we're taking Article 27, all of it, no changes to it, and chunking it into Article 11. Were there,
There were some small changes, like the original ordinance has like specific species and things that have to go into the landscaping and things. And so that's one of the things that was changed. But
okay,
there were small changes.
Gary, as long as I've been around on this Highway 52 issue, I've never heard people complain about anything other than the campgrounds. What are we doing on that? Is it the same?
Yeah, that was the issue there too, is, you know, we could ask on some of those were all platted before, and we could ask if they'd be willing to do something or not, but unless it's a requirement, it makes it tough to enforce.
Should we be looking at a requirement? for that?
And that's kind of what this does. It just says that anytime anything new is put on to a particular parcel, then they'd have to put some landscaping in. That's the goal.
How about change of ownership? Could that be part of this too? When there's a change of ownership or not really?
That'd be pretty tough to do, I think, but if they decided to put something new on it, then it could be, you know, then it could be, landscape could be added.
So we aren't really doing anything to enhance the area down there for development. We're just.
Well, we are for anything new.
And-
That's where we'd be adding landscaping to it
But
automatically.
that landscaping is pretty minor.
But that was supposedly, from what I was told, that was the overlay's objective originally, was to make it better to look at out there. So that's what was stated.
The issue that people that don't live there in trailer houses have is the trailer houses.
Sure.
And I live out there, they don't bother me. Not a bit.
Well, and that's why we're having this discussion. If you all feel that it's worth moving forward on and having a hearing next month to discuss it further or not.
Yes, from what I heard, I think the few people I talked to is anymore when you're building a commercial building, I mean, landscape is part of the project scope. So at least us having maybe some minimum requirement, right, on new products or projects, at least sets that it needs to be something that they need to be thinking about during their project.
Bill, could you bring up the lakeside commercial area, just so everybody is clear on
Yeah.
what we're looking at? Just bring up the zoning for it.
Is this kind of violet colored area along here? So this is Deer Boulevard. Anything south here, everything along 52 here, and this portion of 52 here. This is commercial and it's been there for a long time, so there likely won't be anything new there. So it won't affect that. But there's still some lots here.
But it goes,
To the west.
it goes clear out. So, I mean, all of that dark fuchsia or whatever color that is, this would essentially apply to all of that. Whereas before, was it clear where Highway 52 corridor was? Did it extend that far south, or was it just? And was it just anything abutting 52?
It's 600 feet off of Highway 52.
Okay, so eighth of a mile. Is that an eighth of a mile? 660?
Yeah, 1320 is a quarter.
Okay,
Should speak.
and I'm good, and I think that is wise to do that, because that's kind of how our ordinance is written, as we just stated before. If you're grandfathered in, and if you make a change, then things start applying to you, and I think that should be part of that.
Just so we're clear, it says land within 650 feet south and north of the center line of Highway 52. That's the north and south. The eastern terminus is Highway 52 and Lower Chalkstone Road. So that would actually be. And then it goes all the way out here to Welcome Drive, which is, I think, right here.
Okay,
So it
so,
includes all of it.
yeah, so really the only thing being included, well, now we're gonna start excluding stuff. So if it's not in fuchsia, that light pink along 52 would be excluded. Am I right on that?
That's
I'm
what
just-
it is.
Okay, but right now, that overlay applies to them. Is that correct? Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure we understand exactly what we're changing.
do
And the other thing that's being added is all along Deer Boulevard, that fuchsia pink. If you go back a little bit to the east,
This would focus on, the
Yep.
commercial properties, like commercial, because like you said, in residential, you assume that they're probably doing something regardless, so.
right, yeah. No, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, Gary, I just want to make sure everybody understands.
Yeah.
So really, the only thing being included, if I'm right on, is that the eighth of a mile would be the first block down, and then half mile would be the next. Macy Road, is that a half mile down? What's the distance there, Bill?
Yeah.
Yeah, go from that point up to 52, is that 6?
Quarter of a mile, quarter.
Yeah, okay, so that's a quarter. So this would be, yeah, that would be a half, so 6,
That's
Six. yeah, so you're adding a little bit there, but I think it does make sense.
I mean,
At minimum, even if you left it its own article, I think the previous thing should be taken out at minimum. But once you move that into the other article, then it just applies to lakeside commercial.
Yeah.
It doesn't apply to the commercial or the residential areas.
Yeah, most of those residential lots are looked all through.
Yeah.
So it just seemed to kind of make sense, maybe just to keep it at lakeside.
So are you looking for a public hearing next November? Or not next November, in November?
Next week. But I don't think it's worth pursuing.
I feel comfortable pursuing. I think it's a worthwhile thing.
I talked to several, and I think several that I talked to stated the same thing. We're not imposing any burden on existing owners. We're not telling anybody, hey, you bought it this way, but you need to make it this way. We're telling people that as a part of a new project, you need to plan this into it. You need to integrate this into it. Again, I think it's fair. I think it's what most communities would expect of a commercial area. So I agree. I think that we need to have a hearing and move forward to looking at it. Okay. Any other commissioner comment? I don't remember if I asked for public comment on this, so I'll ask again. Anybody from the public like to discuss or join in the discussion? All right, seeing none. Correct. Yep.
One motion.
I'll second.
Roll call when you're ready. Oh, sorry.
Huber,
Yes.
Loest,
Yes.
Kettering,
Yes.
Hummel,
Yes.
O'Hara,
Yes.
Welsh. Who's gone? Clark.
Yes.
All right.
Last thing on the agenda is public comment. Do you have anyone from the public who likes to talk about any items that weren't on the agenda? two stuck out the whole meeting and they're not even gonna say anything. That's okay. All right, seeing no public comment, we'll close. One. Yep. He's,
Southwest Chimney Road. So there's too many trouble trucks on there. There's a shorter road, that's what takes us on.
Yeah, go ahead. Look to the make and state your name and.
My name is Mike Frick. I live on the Jim River Road. And Southwest Jim River Road. And the trucks are evading our privacy. They come, rather than go straight through, which they can, they come down on the bottom road and then go north. I don't see any reason for that. They should be able to go just straight south from the gravel pit. There's a road that goes straight south. Why don't they go that way? That's my question. Is there some reason for it?
Have you contacted the sheriff about this?
Pardon?
Have you contacted the county sheriff's office about this?
No.
I would mean,
One of the commissioners we talked to
okay, we
quite
dealt
a
with,
while back.
okay, we dealt with this with another gravel pit location over by Utica. I believe what was decided was, you know, we need to, one, as the person affected by it, I believe we told that person, work out, first contact the owner, right? And explain your case. Secondly, from a planning commission standpoint, I believe what we stated was not necessarily in our purview unless, you know, again, if they build a gravel pit tomorrow, and a part of the conditional use process, we do have the ability at that time to state a part of the condition of you doing a gravel pit here is you don't drive by my buddy Frick's house, right? But since that has been a long-standing gravel pit, that would
It
be
is not a long-standing gravel pit.
is, you're talking, I thought you were talking Kellen's pit.
Michelle, not Michelle. Kellen's pit? Kevin? You name it. No, I don't know. He says, is that Kellen's pit? No, it's not Kellen's.
So there's a temporary pit off of South.
Schramm's, is it Schramm's,
Pardon?
Terry Schramm's pit?
No.
I think it's the night.
Oh, it's a temporary for the construction? Okay.
This isn't temporary.
Is it,
303?
west of Kellen's?
You want to pull it up on the map for us?
I don't know where that.
I don't know what pit, I guess this whole time I thought it was Kellen's.
Talking about the Knife River pit.
Okay.
A couple of years ago. I don't really know. So. So you're gonna find it. What's your address?
4212. 4212 Southwest Jim River Road.
$212. Is that the land owned by Chris Frick or his father?
Well, it's not his father anymore. It's the daughter and Chris.
What road are they, what road is their pit on?
But
What road is the pit on that they're coming down?
I don't know what the name of it is.
I thought it was on
Pardon?
Southwest, it's in Southwest. Jim.
Where do you live?
Well, he lives in the outlying property.
The only one I can think of is the Knife River
It's just straight north of where we live. Wait, no, not north, yeah, north.
So as I'm driving to Fallen Oil, I go past your property on Southwest Jim River Road, or you north of Fallen Oil, I guess, I don't know where you're at, but if I'm driving straight north, where is it? It's right off of South just Jim River Road?
It's
Probably,
about
That would be Kellens.
a
probably.
mile north of the,
About that
Jim
place where
River
they
Bridge.
store stuff,
You're getting it right in there, someplace.
Where they store
Oh, the
gravel.
temporary,
That temporary, I don't know.
well, it's a storage.
But the issue is, I think I'm gonna ask, is the issue, was that grandfathered in? Were there any requirements on there? Is there any reason that we can enforce him not driving on that road?
That would be,
Well, we have to find out exactly which pit it is
Yeah.
and then see if
Yeah, no shit.
if there's a CUP for it. If the CUP is there, then it should have conditions that might say you can only use
Yeah,
this road.
exactly.
yeah,
If it's the Knife River one, there was some discussion about that because Nelson's that lived right there. But we need to know an exact location before I can.
Yeah.
give an answer.
there are several people on the road that they travel, where if they went straight through,
Sir, we don't know what road you're talking about.
so I think the recommendation would be, is figure out the exact location of the pit that they're coming from. And then if you wanna provide that to Bill or Gary, and then we can look, because if it's a recent conditional use permit, more than likely we put in a road haul agreement, we put in conditions of dust or something, right? Because again, our job is to make it so it doesn't adversely affect neighboring property, right? And then that's something that is now actionable and enforceable. So I think that's the step is if you two tomorrow, whenever, next couple days, week, whatever, cruise, have them point out the pit, get the true location of the pit so Bill can look at the property and see what type of ordinances apply if it follows a conditional use permit. And then that allows us to understand what mechanism is available to help you guys with your complaint. So if it's a conditional use permit, there's potential opportunity that can go through here. If it's outside of the conditional use permit scope, that's where Tim's recommendation may be the next opportunity if you can't reach an agreement with the owner. So if you guys could do that, provide that before our next meeting.
Have you talked to them why they drive down that road?
pardon?
Have you talked to the people that are driving down that road?
Oh, yes,
And what was their comment?
they didn't like it.
They didn't like,
All the trucks. One of these days, there's gonna be an accident on that
I
road.
don't know that you understood what I asked.
These truckers are not that reliable when they're driving.
What was the question? Oh,
Have you communicated with the company that's driving on that road to see if they are willing to change?
Did you talk to the company?
I don't know who the company is.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I think that would solve everyone's problem if we start with who the owner is, where the property is, because then that allows us to figure out what your guys's kind of route to getting what you need, and so I think if you guys can work on that, again, if it's a property that's under a conditional use permit, there's potentially something in there that we can use to help you guys that's enforceable and actionable. If it's not under a conditional use permit, which is what we found out with another gravel pit, was kind of that thing, as long as they don't change their operations, we don't really have an opportunity to get in there and create a new requirement for them. But if they change their business nature, and that other pit owner ended up, I think, discussing an opportunity of building a separate road to avoid, upsetting a neighboring property owner. But anyway, there might be another mechanism to get you guys the solution you want. So figure out what the pit is and get a hold of Gary or Bill, and we'll kind of go from there.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you, guys. Thank you for sticking it out. Following that public comment, do we have any more? Okay, seeing none. Need a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Closed.
Second, Kettering.
Okay, roll call when Bill's ready.
Just do it, Jen.
Oh, we can do it all at once.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Here we go.